Well, has there ever really been a casting more important than Robert Downey Jr. in the MCU? He kicked off the whole franchise, and without Robert Downey Jr. there at the beginning, where would the Marvel Universe and even Iron Man have gone? Well, now the star has revealed who played a key role in him taking up the part, and why this other superhero actor really is very responsible for him becoming Tony Stark. Now, back in 2008, Marvel Studio had many actors that they were considering to lead Iron Man. Now, eventually they chose Robert Downey Jr., and if you didn't know this, he was considered quite a risk at the time due to his troubled past with addiction. But even from the beginning, Favreau and Feige knew he was perfect for the role. Keep in mind, superhero movies did not have the best track record at the time in the mid-2000s and even through 2008, and they really kind of came into their own and reached a turning point between Iron Man and The Dark Knight. When Tobey Maguire took up the role of Spider-Man, well, let's be clear, it made him a household name. The movie was received by fans very positively, especially the first two, and even the third one still has a lot of love. This should be pretty evident to most fans because even to this day, people would love to see Maguire return for a fourth film, team up with Sam Raimi once again, and continue to tell tales of that version of Spider-Man. And it seems like Robert Downey Jr. very early on recognized the value of the role and the reception from the fans. Now, recently, Robert Downey Jr. sat down with The Hollywood Reporter, and he gave credit to some interesting folks for convincing him it was the right time to suit up in the Marvel Universe. That would be Tobey Maguire along with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man movies. Now, interestingly, during that interview he said, "In real time, I saw how difficult they were, how rewarding they could be, and how popular comic book films were becoming. I had been clean long enough, hungry even longer, and I could feel the obsession coming back with manifesting the best version of myself. I had strangely been furiously strength training 6 times a week before I even knew the role was coming. And my shrink had told me, just start acting like something great is going to happen, and eventually it will." Now, apparently, Downey had spent some time with Tobey Maguire during his Spider-Man days, and this gave him a rather unique insight into the genre, industry, and the impact of a part of this size. Now, the actor is set to return to the MCU soon as Doctor Doom, and it is quite possible that him and Tobey Maguire could be sharing the screen together. The multiverse is in full flex. We've already seen Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield return in No Way Home, so the framework is already there for them to return in Secret Wars, and I feel like there's a strong possibility we will indeed see these two actors together on the big screen. Like I said, in the history of the Marvel Universe, there probably isn't a casting more important than Robert Downey Jr. It was definitely the right call for him and the studio, and the fact that Tobey Maguire's success in the Raimi Spider-Man movies kind of drove his decision-making process, that's something else to point to those films as how important they were.